Hey guys, it's Retro here today, and we've got some thrilling updates about Path of Exile 2 to dive into today. After the bittersweet news about Chris Wilson stepping down as a director at Grinding Gear Games, the team has dropped some exciting info to lift our spirits. Right off the bat, mark your calendars. The 0.20 content update for Path of Exile 2 is coming roughly 1 month from now. Given today's date, February 25th, 2025, that puts us around late March. Updates typically land on Fridays US time, so I'd wager we're looking at either March 21st or March 28th. My gut says March 21st, especially since the race event we'll talk about soon wraps up on March 16th. Now, this timing is a bit of a clash with Last Epoch's Season 2 launch on April 2nd, which they've been polishing for a year. Tough break for them, but Grinding Gear Games is forging ahead with their plans. So, what's in store with this announcement? Let's break it down. Alongside the 0.20 update, GGG is kicking off a series of race events in Path of Exile 2, and I'm pumped. I won't be topping the leaderboards, but I'm definitely jumping in, challenging my buddies, and probably streaming the chaos. These races start March 2nd Pacific time, and they're open to everyone. More on that shortly. While the developers are hard at work on the 0.2.0 update, think new classes like the Druid and Huntress, they're giving us these races to tide us over. Starting March 2nd, they'll run a set of competitive events where players can battle it out for glory. What's the prize? The return of demigod items. If you're new to the scene, these are iconic rewards from Path of Exile 1's racing days, legendary gear earned by the fastest and fiercest. For years, the community's been begging for races to come back, and with Path of Exile 2 drawing in fresh faces, this is the perfect time to revive them. I never got to try these back in the day, so I'm beyond excited. Here's how it works. In each race, your goal is to be the first to take down Doriani in Act 3. It's a standard solo self-found setup with a fixed map layout. Everyone's on the same playing field. This isn't hardcore, thankfully, but if you die, you're stuck in place for a full minute. No pressure, right? The races kick off on March 2nd at 2 p.m. Eastern, then March 9th at 3 p.m. Eastern, and March 16th at 3 p.m. Eastern, all Sundays for US players. Check the official site for your local time. You'll see leaderboards posted online so you can track the top runners live or compare your time afterward. To join, just hit the Join Race option from the character select screen, make a new tune, and wait for the signal. It's got that classic Path of Exile 1 beach start vibe I've only seen in old clips. Whether you're streaming or just playing for fun, it's open to PC and console players alike, with a shared prize pool. Speaking of prizes, let's talk about the star of the show, the Demigod's Virtue helmet. This slick piece of gear goes to the top player of each class: Ranger, Sorceress, Witch, Monk, Warrior, Mercenary, per race. That's 6 winners per event, 18 total across all 3. This helmet isn't just a trophy, it's got real stats like 25% increased item rarity, plus a virtuous keystone that screams Victor vibes. After each race, winners get a remove-only stash tab in the core leagues. You can pull the item out to wear it, flaunt it in chat, or leave it as a shiny memento. Some Path of Exile 1 legends, like Area, have stash tabs packed with these treasures. Think Season 1 demigod gear, some of the rarest stuff around. You could trade it, but why would you? Later, you'll be able to convert it into a cosmetic with a special command, though that's still in the works for Path of Exile 2. Future races will cycle through more demigod items, eventually a full armor set, weapons included, so skilled racers could deck themselves out over time. And here's a bonus. Alienware's tossing in a laptop for the fastest player in the final March 16th race. They tease some new art with it, Sin in a hood, wielding a weapon that's not in the game yet. Could it be a hint at 0.2.0 content like Act 4, or a precursor weapon tied to hunting Oriana and the Beast? Pure speculation, but it's got me curious. The rules are straightforward. Play fair and stream if you want. Shoutcasters like Zigget and Rise QT will be hyping it up, old school style. Back in Path of Exile 1's early days, race winners snagged alternate 2D art too, stuff like Goldrum Facebreaker or a Tabula Rasa that's just a plain white shirt. Those vibes are back, and the best part, Zero barrier to entry. Just log in, raced, and you've got a shot at glory. The Path of Exile. 2 websites also had a facelift, cleaner layout, news front and center, plus live streams featuring folks like Darth Microtransaction dominating Twitch. Now let's pivot to 0.20. Everyone's buzzing about the Druid and Huntress joining early access. GG planned to launch with them, but they weren't ready in December. 4 months later, hopes are high they'll debut with this update. Spear-wielding Huntress, Druid with Werebear, Werewolf, and a mysterious third form, plus their ascendancies. I might whip up a deep dive video on what we know as the hype builds. Races aren't new. They powered Path of Exile 1's early days when big patches were sparse. My worry is they're a stopgap now because 0.20 took longer than expected. But I hope they stick around post 1.0, which, let's be real, is 18 to 24 months off, not 6 to 12. They're a blast, unique rewards, friendly rivalry, a different energy from League starts. It's short, intense, and unites us all at the same moment, racing as one. You know the market's already wild, chaos orbs flying, uniques stacking up, and some players sitting on mountains of wealth. But here's the deal. A reset levels the playing field, and that's a win for everyone. Imagine launching into the 0.20 update, say, late March 2025, with a fresh slate. No one's got a head start, and every drop matters again. Resets also keep the game's core vibe alive. Scavenging, crafting, and trading from scratch. With its new classes like the Druid and Huntress coming, you want to feel that rush of building something new, not just buying yesterday's meta gear off the market. A stale economy kills that. Think about it. When mirrors and exalts, or whatever PoE 2's top currency ends up being, pile up, prices skyrocket, and newbies get priced out. A reset wipes that bloat away, making rares and crafting bases exciting again, not just chump change for the elite. It's also a hype machine. A fresh economy ties into big updates or league starts. Everyone's racing to corner the market, theory craft builds, and flip that first big unique. Look at the March races, they're solo self-found, but an economy reset mimics that energy in the trade leagues. Plus, it keeps the devs' balancing act in check. If they tweak drop rates or add crazy new uniques in 0.20, a reset lets those changes shine without old stockpiles skewing everything. You're not just adapting to someone else's leftovers, you're shaping the meta. What do you think about 0.20? Hyped for the races? Planning to join the Path of Exile 1 event? Drop your thoughts below. We'll find out soon enough. Thank you guys for listening and watching the video. If you enjoyed, please give a like and sub. Let me know if any of the information was helpful and want more content like this. Drop a comment below. It will always be appreciated.